welcome back to the Rochester Local Podcast. My name is Becky Montpetit. I'm the owner of Rochester Local. And look, two faces you may recognize. Kristen Gura Fickman is back, and so is Andy Fickman. Hi, welcome back to the studio.
Hi.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thanks for having us twice.
Twice. We feel excited. We are so excited that if we at some point don't get invited back to a third time, we'll feel this was a massive disaster.
So, I mean, how much more can we fit in? Next time I'm going to have you back in the studio, and we're just going to look at each other for half an hour.
We can fill a lot of time. We are time fillers.
I'm so excited to have you back. Okay, and before we launch into our questions, we're going to thank our sponsors, First Alliance Credit Union. Thank you for sponsoring our wonderful podcast, and to the Edit Shop for our beautiful set. Just such a nice job.
Thank you.
Okay, so the last time that you were here, we talked 3 questions. We talked about what makes you good at your job, and we talked best Rochester. Nope, we did not say that. We talked about we did best Rochester adventure you'd been on, and then we talked about the difference between an LA and Rochester burger, and then we hit the big question, and it was
The strike.
The strike.
Mm-hmm. And then we just kind of sat there and we talked about it and we talked about it and we talked about it. And it was such a good conversation that we finished out the rest of the podcast on that. And I thought it was really important. And the conversation was so good that right then and there, I said, this is a 2-parter.
Well, we appreciate you wanting to discuss it. It's prevalent in our 24/7 these days.
Right.
So right now we're driven by the strike. So thank you for being kind enough to ask about it.
Well, I think it's, as I had mentioned in that podcast before, and if you haven't listened to it, everybody listening or watching,
also,
please,
if you haven't listened to it, why haven't you listened to it?
Right. Please go back and listen to it.
Ask yourself personally, why are you watching the second one and not the first one?
Right.
That
this
just
is a
feels
2-parter.
like...
Go back and listen. But if you haven't, and we welcome you here. Andy and Kristen are in the film industry. So part 2 is you have to go back to part 1. We talked about that we can feel a little bit removed from this strike that we have been talking about. But we need to be mindful that this is going to really affect us. And it's affecting you right now. Mm-hmm. But we, as consumers of your industry, may not feel these effects for several more months.
But to a degree, you're already feeling it subconsciously because there's no promotion going on for any of the movies or television that's out. Mm-hmm. So movies are coming out that are really great that people don't even know about because other than some commercials, there's no talk shows happening. You don't see Will Ferrell talking about, and Jamie Foxx talking about Strays,
which is a great
so
movie.
funny.
So funny.
So by not having actors be able to promote, just everybody in the country doesn't have a chance to hear or think about for themselves, oh, that really is something I want to go see.
You might, over the weekend, we all heard it pop up because of the Drew Barrymore thing,
right? Drew Barrymore was a massive thing.
Right?
Yeah,
we might hear.
That was a ride.
That was a ride. It was a big one.
And it also
deleted video, right? All these things.
A lot of other talk shows were following suit. And then once the ripple happened, it went backwards and now everyone has shut back down.
Well, yes, Bill Maher is going to stay, but the talk.
Yes.
Who else was there? Were a bunch of them that were like, we're also going to start up.
Jennifer Hudson. That
was it. But with Drew, it's really difficult because you want the crews to work.
Yes.
And you understand that's where she was coming from.
Yes.
But it really does undermine her writing staff, who were all WGA writers prior. And a lot of people, and I was actually answering a lot of those comments in the sections because a lot of people were like, well, I don't understand why these other reality shows keep, moving forward. Those places don't employ writers. Mm-hmm. So you watch Masked Singer, you watch Amazing Race, you watch some of these very popular reality shows. They don't have WGA writers, so therefore they're not under a WGA contract. And the reason Drew could keep going, even though she's obviously a SAG actress and they are also on strike, is because those types of shows are under a different contract. It's not a SAG-AFTRA contract. And so technically, she could do it via SAG, but as far as the WGA was concerned, it was a violation of the strike.
Yeah.
So it was a really interesting situation, and I'm glad that she ultimately made the decision she did, and I'm a very firm believer that you have to allow people to change their minds.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I was really happy and pleased that that she made a decision she thought was right last week, that she then heard people and said maybe that wasn't the right choice. So it was a really, really interesting situation. And this week, the WGA and the AMPTP are set to start negotiating again.
So you guys are going back to LA.
That's right.
Yes, we go on Friday. We're bringing Georgie. We're going to bring her out on the picket line with us.
Baby's first picket.
Baby's first picket.
Baby's first picket.
Oh.
Yeah.
Does she have an outfit? You have planned her whole
Of course.
little... Yes,
yep,
of course.
I have a little strike shirt for her. And
Perfect.
then Andy got me a great shirt for my birthday to wear.
Yes, that's right. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
A couple days ago.
Thank you. And we have a lot of friends who have younger kids too. So maybe we can kind of
Perfect.
get some of them out there and be fun.
You know, put those little children right up front.
That's right.
Exactly.
Put
Those cute faces.
Right?
Hard to say no to cute
Hey,
faces
my mommy.
Right? Let's do this. Hello.
Exactly.
Pay attention.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so we talked a lot about your career lives.
Yeah.
In our last podcast, and now we're gonna shift gears.
Cool.
And we're gonna talk about how you live your life in old Rochester, Minnesota,
She means
and
us.
kind of like
And our love.
and how your perspective
Sure.
of your town where you live.
Somebody who was raised here
Yes.
and someone brand new here.
I love this. This is great. So we asked a couple of questions, but we've got a couple more to go through.
Let's do
I
it.
love it.
What is something you find really interesting about Rochester? Really interesting.
Ooh. Well, does everybody say the Mayo Clinic? Is that the most boring?
Not everybody.
Okay.
Actually, most people don't.
I still think, and maybe this is because my dad was a physician and he
Sure.
had such a deep love
Yes.
for Mayo, and I grew up with, like, I think the first time Andy came to visit, my dad took him to the museum.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Yes, and so I still think the way Mayo was founded and put together, you know, after the tornado. I mean, I still think that's if I don't get to make that movie someday, I'm going to be devastated.
Right?
Like a live action version.
I mean, when you go to the nuts and bolts of it, I think every Rochester kid grows up and you're like, well, how did the Mayo Clinic start? Well, okay, so like there was these like two brothers and then there were like these nuns and then there was this tornado. But like
That's incredible.
like that sentence is crazy.
It's crazy. We're just used to it. It's an incredible story. It's Twister meets Grey's Anatomy a couple of years ago. It's amazing. It's literally amazing.
Oh.
So I still think that's one of the most interesting things about Rochester. But I also think there's such a great community here.
Right.
And I love that there are so many of my friends from grade school who are still here. I love that I can go to the athletic club and take tennis lessons from one of my friends' husbands. And I love that. I
Yes.
think that's so fun. I love that my daughter is playing with my friends' kids. And I love that she calls my best friend's mom Mimi and is,
Aw.
just goes to the farmer's market to find Mimi selling her honey. And
Oh,
I love
so
that.
sweet.
It's incredible and it's
So
idyllic.
Sweet.
And I love that I get to share that with Andy and to show it to Andy. And he's from a small town in Texas, and his family's originally from the Midwest.
Yeah.
And so I think that that's really fun.
Oh.
I, as an offshoot of Mayo, I was really surprised and impressed and pleased. The cultural diversity in Rochester, and I think because of Mayo, is huge. And you don't normally see that in smaller towns. And I think that the international community that comes here, and then when they're here, looking for places that are grocery stores, places that they can eat, places that sing. So, Thursdays on First are really a great chance to see a cross culture of, that's Rochester. And again, coming from a small town in West Texas, that's not exactly necessarily what every small town is.
Right.
And everybody comes to Mayo, whether you're a doctor or a patient. And so the town doesn't just say, stay there at Mayo.
Yeah.
The town wants you to embrace the town. And I've thoroughly enjoyed that.
Oh, I love to hear that. I will never tire of hearing it. It really is special. You don't expect a town of 120,000 people to look and feel like it does.
Yeah.
Right?
Agreed.
P.S. Shout out Steve Tackle, right?
Shout out to Steve Tackle. By the way, he had to put up with Andy coming to watch me play for the first time.
Oh.
Yes, and Andy had never seen me play, and Steve and I were hitting, and he goes, "You're great at pickleball, but Steve's better."
I don't understand all the nuances of tennis, but I know pickleball is important, and I think Kristen can be in some senior league or whatever that is, and Steve knows what he's doing, and the whole event was great. And then I got a smoothie, and so...
Well done.
I'll be honest, I remember the smoothie a little bit more than the pickling.
I think you have hit every high point of tennis watching.
Your support is suffocating.
I'll tell you a secret. I learned how to play tennis as an adult.
Yes.
Played for a good year and a half.
Yeah.
I still don't really know how the scoring works.
I'll top you. I've never held a racket in my hand, ever.
Hey,
and the other day, Steve was encouraging me, and I made it very clear, if I've gone this far without holding the racket in my hand, getting up and playing with how good Steve is, and Kristen was not going to be the day I thought,
no,
let's try this pickleball.
Hey, cut your losses, right? It's all good, right?
Yeah.
I am, however, writing a tennis pilot about tennis in a small town. So it has now made its way into my work. So, and I've added a little murder to it. So it's a murder mystery with tennis.
We can cut this part.
Just a little murder.
We can cut this part, but have we moved on from like the Dave and the Palin sisters solving his murder?
No, that's exactly what it is. It's what if our lured team... It's literally what if our lured team...
Bring it back? That's what this is? Okay.
But I think I'm going to put it in Byron. Because I feel like I need a really small...
Yeah, it needs to be small. Mm-hmm. Make it Orinoco, and you can add a little Surcom. Surcom is my slang for surrounding community.
Surcom.
Because I was a Surcom. I grew up in Orinoco.
There you go.
Okay. So we're skipping that. Andy.
Yes.
One
Present.
random fact about Kristen.
Wow.
Oof.
One, and there's only one that I can choose. One random fact about Kristen that she would want me to say.
Got it.
Ready?
Yeah.
Black belt in Taekwondo.
Oh, that's a good one. Good one.
Black belt in Taekwondo.
Wow.
And not just went to Nordstrom's and got a black belt and then drove by a place that was doing Taekwondo.
No.
Black belt in Taekwondo.
That is amazing.
Mike Ackerman.
Yes.
Taught me a decade of Taekwondo.
Yes. Okay, great. Mm-hmm. You did that.
Yes.
Wow.
I have such a deep love and respect for Dr. Ackerman, and everything he taught me was good discipline. And I did it with my best friend Katie, and her family did it, and just got a little black belts running around in the family.
Well done.
Yeah, thank you very much.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, now it's your turn. Kristen, one random fact about Andy.
And remember, I just gave you a solid.
Yeah, I mean, that was
So you got to hit this level.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, it's not my fault you don't have a black belt. Andy has really great hair, and he hides it under
By the way,
hat.
black belt in Taekwondo is like a thing that people are like, whoa. Andy has really great hair is the equivalent of your child is so nice. That's not like a secret. If I take it off, I have hair.
It's really great hair.
It is great hair,
But nobody knows this about you. How many people are like, Andy, do you have hair?
But it's not like a black belt in Taekwondo.
Well, you don't have a black belt in Taekwondo.
Wow, this turned dark.
He gave you a 10, you gave him a 2.
Thanks.
Okay.
No, if that's what you want to lead with.
What else do I know about you?
I feel like we should go to another question. This feels This feels like a
We
script.
can come back. You can think about this.
Yeah.
You can ruminate it.
No.
Way to let it ruminate in the top of your head.
You have a really large hat collection.
Okay.
That's
All of
interesting.
this is just going to the place of yawn.
You have a coin collection.
Okay. None of this is going to matter to any
We're going to
human.
let you
These
think
are
on
your
this.
hobbies. I feel I answered the question appropriately.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Hats, coins, hair.
Yeah.
Fill in the
Fun
blank.
fact about
Yes.
Andy, I was the court jester at the Texas Renaissance Festival for 5 years. Boom.
Boom.
That's
Wow.
That's a pull.
I apologize.
I don't even. We were just at the Renaissance
No.
Festival.
Okay, I've got it. I would like to officially change my answer.
Okay. Wait. Strike the record.
Strike the record.
Okay.
Though he does have great hair and a hat and a coin collection, Andy's first job in Hollywood was a Universal tour guide.
Love that.
And he told his entire family, who was like, why did you move to LA, that he was in public relations at Universal.
And to be clear, Universal Studios. I was not a tour guide for the universe.
Oh, yeah.
It was a studio.
I actually love
like
that.
a tram.
Thank you.
Yes.
I love that.
Thank you.
I love it for a lot of reasons. One, I mean, way to play your cards.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Two, you told no lies.
I did not.
No. And off of that, which is my favorite Hollywood story of all time, Andy was giving a tour once, and Tom Hanks boarded his tram. And
From the movie set of The Burbs,
great callback. That was good. That was really good.
which is on the same street that Desperate Housewives was eventually filmed on, the same street where The Munsters House, Leave It to Beaver, Marcus Welby, Animal House television show was all on that street.
Wow.
See, I can still give a tour.
Wow.
Tom Hanks said, come to the set after work, told Andy, come, I invite you to the set. So Andy went. And then Tom said, later, give my agent a call. And Andy went into the mailroom.
It was my break would never happen where I thought it was going to be, hey kid, you're a star. But here's the one thing that really, this was before
Cell
cameras
phones?
on our phones, before phones. It was all just
Before the
telegraph.
telephone.
It was all just telegraph. Stop. And Tom Hanks got on and read, we had name tags, which is what you want when you graduate from college. So I had a name tag, and you're not supposed to call out the celebrity that can acknowledge you. And he got on the tram and he looked at my name tag and he took the microphone to address, because you had to stop. We couldn't move forward until we got past. And when he said it, he told everyone, you're with the best tour guide, Andy. And there was a family sitting the first row, and he put his arm around me and we took a picture. And then I afterwards gave them 5,000 pieces of paper of how to find me. Never found me. Never found me. Listen, if you have that picture of Andy and Tom Hanks at Universal Studios, my wife will spend a tremendous amount of money
I will.
as a present for me.
100% will.
The only picture, now I'd have it everywhere, but that picture is on some Kodak camera somewhere. Somebody had that picture.
But the moral of the story is he ended up
Be
in
nice to people.
send people their photos. He ended up in the agency in the mailroom at Triad.
Okay, now the story has become so long-winded of, yes, I wound up in the agency of Triad, which then got merged with William Morris, and that agency is where I'm rep today.
Yes.
So I am technically repped at the same agency I was in the mailroom at. Moral of the
All
story
because
is,
of Tom Hanks.
you never know where you're going to wind up.
Yep.
That's the moral of the
So,
story.
kids, wear your name tag.
Kids, when you graduate from college, check to see if a name tag is in your job description. And if it's not, pass. Pass.
Pass. Wear your name tag. I
Also
love
wear
this
your
story.
hideous Swedish designed, very hot costume that we had to wear as tour guides. And they just told us that it was Swedish design to make us feel better.
IKEA.
You know what?
Assemble it yourself.
Now I understand. But there were no great meatballs in the aisle for us. It was just Swedish design.
I don't know how to follow up with the next question.
I don't know
There's
either.
no
Tell me the next
transition.
question. Yeah.
Right, there's no transition.
Just go to the
hit
next
us.
question.
Fill in the blank.
Okay.
Rochester needs a...
Oh, okay. Is it just one? Okay.
You could do two if you wanted.
There is this mega grocery store I'm obsessed with on the East Coast called Stu Leonard's.
Stu Leonard's?
Yes, and we were filming in Long Island when we discovered this place. Kevin James told us about it. It is the most gorgeous, incredible grocery store you've ever seen in your life. It has absolutely everything, but then also has this insane hot section that is like the best food you've ever had in your life. Every food you can imagine is just there. And you can go in, they have a wing bar. It's like every flavor of wing you can imagine. A pizza bar, every flavor of pizza you can imagine. It's like everything. And I think it would crush in Rochester. Absolutely crush.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've never even heard of Stu Leonard's.
We hadn't either. It's the most, is it not
It's
the most?
magical.
It's
pretty magical.
We would go all the time.
When you go online and look up Stu Leonard's, S-T-E-W,
Okay.
if you look up Stu Leonard's and you see the photos, you're going to go, oh.
Wow.
It's like an amusement park of
food.
grocery stores.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's incredible. And I think it would crush in Rochester. There's also a restaurant I'm obsessed with in Wayzata called The Grocer's Table.
Love a grocer's table.
I would just really like one here.
Yeah.
I would like to go there every day and eat their breakfast.
There's just something very like...
It's incredible. And it reminds me of this place I loved in LA called Farm Shop. And it's very, very similar. So it's kind of like amazing. So those are, of course, both mine are food.
Oh, fine.
Yeah.
This is fine.
It's fine. I just love food.
There is, where I feel like we're in this phase right now, I talk about it a lot, where we can have more. More is fine right now. We're in this phase where there is not enough restaurants. There's like, bring more coffee shops, bring more, like just bring more.
Yeah. Rochester's booming.
We're booming. I think that we can support more.
All right, Stu Leonard's. Let's go. Grocer's Table, bring it on.
I mean, I don't know if like the coffee shops and the breweries and the restaurants all like feel the same, but I just feel like everyone that I'm talking to is ready.
Totally. I wouldn't say no to a Nordstrom. I mean,
I wouldn't say no to like an Anthropology.
Yeah.
Anthropology.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a great one.
I would love an Anthro.
Yeah, I'd be totally down.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, Andy, it's your turn. Fill in the blank. Rochester needs a...
Rochester only needs one thing.
What's that?
A Whataburger. I need a Whataburger here in Rochester, and I'm done. All these other things sound super nice, but if you want to take this town to another level, Whataburger. Whataburger, what a burger should be.
So, I hear you. I'm hearing that. But you know what else I'm hearing you say?
What?
Waterburger.
Wada.
I look at it when I see this and I say, what a burger.
Yes, that would be if you were British. What a burger. What a burger. What a burger.
Or what a burger.
Texas,
What a
in
burger.
Houston, where we don't have
Whataburger.
H's, it's Whataburger.
I hear you saying waterburger.
Whataburger.
Waterburger. Water.
Whataburger.
But waterburger sounds different than Whataburger. What
a burger. That is what, no matter how you say it, it's going to taste great.
So Whataburger is a chain.
That's right.
Yeah.
Better than In-N-Out.
Better than any chain.
It is better than it.
Anywhere. To go to the South and get a Whataburger is hard to ever go to another chain and go, oh, I get it.
What's your order?
What isn't my order?
Oh.
I just literally go that column and then just take all that. You got your burgers, you got your chili, you got your chicken, you got your everything. And you get cream gravy. You get whatever you want, you can have.
Chicken and burgers?
Sure. I mean, it depends on how hungry you are.
Is it chicken like KFC chicken, bone-in chicken, or boneless chicken?
That's a good question. I think it's boneless. Yeah.
So like chicken tendies.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's my type. That's my.
The first time I took Kristen, I made her order multiple things to try.
It's amazing. It's incredible.
Okay.
The shakes, you name it.
Next time I'm in
Just
Texas.
make it a priority.
Okay.
Okay.
Check plus. Can you write that on my
I've been there. It's
Your-
really good.
Your bucket list.
my bucket list? All right. Next question. You have out of town visitors. Where is one place you will absolutely take them?
Ooh, what time of year? Because that's a
Not on my question.
shoot. Okay, warm weather.
Not on my question. You have to add those factors.
She's really thinking, which is nice to see.
Get the bed ready.
I am 100% taking them to Blue Duck.
Solid answer. Solid answer.
Any time of year.
Solid answer. Solid answer.
I would agree with that. I would say we are probably taking them to the food hall.
Workshop?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we go.
Yeah.
We love the workshop food hall.
Yeah.
We went there last night.
Yeah, I would say that is anytime we've had guests, we
Yes.
have wound up there.
Have you been for a karaoke night?
No, but we
No.
have been for trivia night.
Oh, yeah.
But we have not played trivia night. So we have been in what I like to say, Karen Nosy Next Door Neighbor trivia night, where we're at a table and we're calling out the answers because everyone's getting them wrong and we are just getting angry.
It's not fair for
that
Andy to
people
play.
are not getting the answers correct.
Andy knows all.
Andy knows everything.
Yeah. Last
It's
night
ridiculous.
last night got a little tricky, and we keep it to ourselves, but we're always thinking if you don't say such and such, and then we can see because you hear when he announces it by applause who won. For a packed place where you should hear a lot of applause, instead it's usually a table or two. And so here, so we're not even sure we legally can play.
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
Well,
we
we
learned
would
last
avoid.
night people here do not know their Harrison Ford movies like they should.
Yeah.
oh.
Right? Or they also don't know who the members of KISS are.
That's true.
Oh.
Right?
Ouch.
So it's just painful.
So I love a trivia night.
Yeah.
And the reason I know a trivia night is a reason I love a trivia night. I have a little nickname in my family.
Mm-hmm.
I have a little theme song.
What?
My nickname in my family is Captain Correct 'em All. And my theme song goes, Captain Correct 'em All. She gonna get your facts straight. Or she'll get quite irate. And my husband made this up.
It's you better get your facts straight, or she's gonna get quite irate.
I love a fact.
Yeah.
I love a trivia night.
Yeah.
You and I, head to head.
I love
do
it.
You do it.
Matter of fact, we'll all go to
That'd be
food
fun.
hall
That'd be really fun.
and just
Let's do it.
crush food hall.
Crush them.
We would literally crush it. We'd be the first one running up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everybody would leave.
People would just cry.
Just
and
cry.
leave.
Just cry. Watch
Yeah.
out.
But non-food related, where I would take somebody,
Yeah.
Oxbow.
Yeah.
Oxbow is-
Even
Corey
in the
Hill.
winter. And in the
Corey-
winter.
Yeah, we've gone
We've
in the
done
winter.
it in the winter plenty
Corey
of
Hill
times.
too.
Yeah.
Love both those.
Yeah.
I've got a fun, outrageous. You're gonna look at me like I'm crazy, but I'm gonna tell you the story anyways. Oxbow has been around for 1,000 years.
I know. My
Yeah.
school field
Yes,
trips
you
used
know
to be.
this. I went out. Sorry, AJ. I went out there. Family reunions, family picnics. They used to have a donkey out there.
Mhm.
The donkey bit my dad's toe, and it was never the same.
Wow.
The trauma.
The director in me, the director in me is just working backwards and trying to figure out how the toe winds up in the donkey's mouth. But all of it is potentially comedic genius at work.
Very cinematic.
Because if you take a donkey and wind up with anything that resembles bit my dad's toe, that is a whole movie working in either direction.
I can't.
And sadly, the toe never being the same because of that damn donkey is also interesting too.
Right?
Yeah,
What kind of bacteria?
yeah.
Okay, I got a couple more questions to ask. What's your go-to karaoke song?
Cruel Summer.
Okay, that
Taylor
was unexpected. I don't know. No, I mean, yes.
Any Taylor Swift song, but Cruel
Kristen
Summer
and
right
I
now.
share a deep love of Taylor Swift, but I was not expecting you to say Cruel Summer.
Yeah,
I mean,
love that one.
great choice. Just caught me off guard. Yeah, love that.
Song of the summer.
Jerry Jeff Walker, Up Against the Wall, Redneck Mother.
Wow. That's a deep cut. And I
Deep
mean,
cut.
also really unexpected.
Yeah.
Great choice. Here's my unexpected choice.
Okay.
Sebastian the Crab from Under the Sea from Little Mermaid.
That's a really good one.
Yeah.
That's a really good one.
Unexpected, but a delight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's a
right.
good one.
No one's gonna not smile. No one's gonna boo you.
Yeah, that's good.
Thank you. All right. Like lots of questions I can ask you. What would your warning label be?
Oof. Must be fed at all times.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
like
would
that
be
one.
mine, 100%. Oh, must be caffeinated and fed at all times.
Caffeinated.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I face plant into the coffee pot every morning.
Extra hot.
Extra hot must burn me.
Piping.
The amount of times
Scalding.
I said that yesterday at Steam, because the first coffee I ordered when I was like extra hot was not hot enough, I was like, no, I want it to burn me. That's my go-to. That's my line.
Extra hot, extra caffeinated, extra fed.
Yep. Okay.
Got it. Perfect.
Mine would be Beware Sarcasm.
Oh, that's a good one.
Perfect.
Funny.
Don't touch me.
Okay. This is actually an ethics question.
Oh, great.
Ooh, we're probably not the people to answer it, but go ahead.
You're going to a movie and you have room to sneak in 3 snacks.
Is this a question or a report on every time Kristen has ever gone to a movie? Because one would be a correct answer, the other would be a waste of time answer.
Do you
Kristen.
sneak movies into snacks? Wait, snacks into movies?
Stop. Reverse that.
Yeah.
Let me answer this for her. I can even back it up to all the way back when I guess the crisis began, because she has shown me the quick trip that she and her best friend Katie would stop at before they got to the movie to load up their purses with they'd load up with, they'd pour just gravy, whatever they could get into their purse.
The Tupperware?
They don't,
Right.
the purse was designed to carry stuff.
Yeah.
Yesterday we went to a movie.
We saw A Haunting in Venice. It was
And
wonderful.
as we
Kenneth
left, she
Branagh.
ran back in to the house. Why? Because she had a birthday box of a double layer box of See's candy that's about yay big, and she wanted it for the movie theater but had a fanny pack, so had to figure out how she was going to get some of the candy into the fanny pack. I purchased my condiments and all my things.
Your condiment.
I just buy ketchup and mustard. Because she's always brings all the meat.
2
products.
cups. One
That's
for
right.
ketchup,
That's right.
one for soda.
That's
I
right.
did. Yes, I sneak See's candy into the movies. I love to sneak coffee into the movies.
Okay.
Especially sometimes we do movies like all day long. We'll start in the morning.
One time, my convict wife had stuff in her purse and then proceeded to want to start a conversation with the ticket taker to confuse them from looking in her purse. And so she began having a chat, which I was in the middle of this crime. And
Oh my
and I could not believe, first of all, it was not a well-conceived chat. It's the equivalent of turning to a person whose job it is to take tickets and be like, how about Alaska, right? What's happening? That person's face was so confused. And then because she was stumbling, it got worse and worse. And then the person never checked her purse, which I think was her point.
Right.
It was also clear the person was not checking anyone's purses, but she had a moment of fear.
I should be a spy, really,
Yeah.
is what he's saying.
Not a good spy,
CIA, call
but a
me.
spy.
Does this go against your SAG contract? Put sneak candy into the theater?
There is nothing in my SAG
nothing,
contract
nothing.
that says
Yeah.
that.
Have like rotisserie chickens, like
No, but one of my girlfriends loves to call her rotisserie chicken her purse. So, yeah.
An aside, one of the best flights I've ever been on.
Yeah.
Back row of the plane, flying to San Francisco. A couple literally, we're at 30,000 feet, and they were like, well, time for dinner.
Pulling it all out. Yeah.
Rotisserie chicken.
Yeah.
And they're like cutting plates.
Yeah.
Right? It was,
Yeah.
I was like,
That was 100% my friend. I'm
$5,
sure.
Costco.
Yeah.
Sure. Smartest people alive.
Yeah.
Right? Next time.
Yeah, it's the best.
We'll learn.
All right. And I think we're done. What's 3 things you love? That's our last question. 3 things you love.
In the world?
Yep, in the world. 3 things you love.
Oh my gosh. My family. I love movies and television. I love writing. I love everything. I love what I do. And what's something else I really love? I love so many things. This is very hard.
I know. It doesn't have to be your top 3 things. It can just be like something that you love.
I really love Costco sheet cake.
Such a good answer.
Really good.
The one that has the middle in it or
Yeah.
not?
No, the middle in it.
Always. Like the raspberry?
I'll take any of them.
That's
But yeah,
such a
I
good
love
answer.
a Costco sheet cake.
Yep. Good answer. Okay. Love that. Andy, it's your turn.
Obviously, I love barbecue. And
Nice.
emotionally,
Yeah.
I am fulfilled by my comic book collection. And third,
Maybe your coin collection too.
barbecue and comic books. I love a little me time. I love a little time when I can just be by myself
Everyone loves that.
with my comic books and my barbecue.
And your great hair.
And I just think, what a great life. That's probably my top 3.
Nice.
If we could go to 10, I'm sure I'd get to family.
Yeah, you might.
I might.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't. If we could go to 15.
Yeah.
I
You
know
might
I
get
could.
there.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow, what a thoughtful answer.
Thank you.
I'll remember this.
Oh, really? Like when you were like, the most important thing about him is he has hair?
That was not the question. The question was, what is a random fact about you?
She does taekwondo, black belt. Oh, that's so cool.
I can't help it that I'm so
husband
accomplished.
He has shoulders. I don't understand what your answer was.
Nice, Braj.
Don't-
Last thing that we need to do,
Yeah.
our sticker board.
Yes, okay.
Ooh.
My props master is going to grab the sticker, which is here, and the sticker board. Thank you, props master. You brought your sticker,
attention.
which was last time.
Yeah.
And your stickers,
you.
they're
This is exciting board too. Forger's very good.
Yeah, we love all these things.
I
Yeah.
just
Okay.
have a
Blue
picture of
duck.
Andy in his special room with his comic books and barbecue,
Yeah.
staring at a wall of hats.
That's it. Mm.
there's a lot of really good ones on
Corey
here.
Hill, look at that.
That Corey Hill sticker is literally, I think they said it was like 30 or 40 years old. They found it in
Oh,
storage
wow.
when they were going through things.
I
know,
love it.
vintage sticker.
Okay, guys.
You good?
Everything's fine.
Do you need a prop person to open that?
No, okay.
Okay. What are you doing? Who is
Okay.
it?
This is Cafe Steam.
Mm-hmm.
And
Why is it important?
because I need coffee to live,
Mm-hmm.
but also I wrote my last script at Cafe Steam. So I'm going to put her right there.
And a little note from me about Cafe Steam is when I was launching my business, which turns 8 next year,
Congratulations.
Amazing.
next month in October. When I was launching Rochester Local, which was called Rochester MN Mom's Blog at the time, I launched it from Cafe Steam.
Amazing.
Oh, that's
love
awesome.
that.
Literally all the pre-work and all the first year, 16 months, 18 months was all at Cafe Steam. So
It's a great place.
yes, it's a wonderful place. Shout out to Will and his team.
Love it.
Andy and Kristen, you guys are amazing.
Thank you for having us
having
on
us.
here.
This was
Thank
so
you
fun.
for what you do for Rochester, for
Yeah.
newcomers like us. This is, for me,
Aw.
this is really nice to start feeling like a part of the community.
You guys are amazing. To come back twice and share so
Come
much.
back
So
twice,
excited.
which we assume at some point will be a third.
Yes, right. Why not make it a trifecta, right? This is great. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for sharing so much of your life. Loved having you.
Thank
you so
you.
much for tuning in and listening. And as always, hope to see you out and about.